and welcome to today's workshop, the first one as part of the hashtag SmallBizUAE series. I'm very excited to have our facilitator with us today, who's the founder and executive director of the Personal Branding Academy, as well as the host of the Sara Shabana podcast show. I'm very excited to have her here. And for you guys who are interested in our webinars and workshop series that we're doing online, please do follow us on our social media channels at Shara Sharjah on all social media platforms. And without further ado, I'd love to introduce our facilitator, Sara. I'll leave the floor to you.
Thank you, Sadi. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm really excited to be here with you today, and I would really love to have like a quick understanding of like where are you from. We are lovely, like we are here in UAE, which is a multicultural world. Just let me know where you are from. What are you doing? Do you have your business, or you are a full-time employee? Just for me to have like a quick overview on who you are, and then we are going to start the session. Great. Okay. For some reason I can't read the chat, but I would have a look at this at the end. Okay. So now let's start today's session. I would like to start with overview on why we are here, what to expect from today, and who this class is for and who this class is not for, and a little bit of myself, and then we can dig into the details. So welcome to the masterclass. Today we are going to have our session, which is around 45 minutes the class and around 15 minutes to go through all your questions. And I understand that you are here because you want to build a strong personal brand, either for your business, to build a personal brand based business, or because you are an employee and you want to use it for your presence. Now, this presentation is designed for building a personal brand based business. However, all the key pillars here still applies for you to build this for your professional network. So stick with me because it's still relevant. So who's this class is for? This class is for you if you want to build a personal brand based business, like if you are a coach, a freelancer, a therapist, a consultant, and you want to use your personal brand and your expertise and talent to build that business. If you have managed to try, you are already that, but you managed to try multiple things and they didn't work for you. So I'm here to help you understand and have that clarity on what you should take care of. And also, if you really somehow believe that to be able to build a successful personal brand based business, you need that big fan base and many followers, which is not true. So this class is for you, so I can clarify and help you through that. Who this class is not for? This class is for not for anyone who wants to play the victim role, and they are here just for the sake of being here, and they don't believe that things can actually work. And I think I'm glad really that I am here in an entrepreneurship community. So I don't think I think you all have that different mindset and you really want to do something different. Also, this is not here if you are trying to be famous and want to chase vanity metrics. You're here to make a business. And also, it is not here if you really don't want to put the effort. I have really simplified this presentation in a way that, and this workshop in a way that it can really give you that steps, simple steps, so you can start and move forward. So if you're not willing to do the effort, I think you shouldn't be wasting your time. My promise to you today is that I will deliver to you as much value as possible in the next 40 to 60 minutes. I will share with you strategies you need to implement to get results. And I promise you, you will walk away today with much more clarity on the steps needed to build a powerful personal brand. In return, I really want you to promise me you will give me your full attention, because this is a promise to yourself before it is a promise to me. So please make sure you put your phones on hold, have your notes, and let's start taking notes, because I am going to give you steps today that you might need to have notes. And also, please feel free to engage in the class. What we are going to have is, just to make sure we are not disturbing everyone, so we are going to have two health checks, one in the middle, so we get to capture your questions, and then we are going to have another one at the end. And also, please stick with me till the end, because I'm going to have a free gift for you at the end. And this is not given to anyone who just registered. I already have that. I'm only going to give this to people who joined the class and showed up, because it shows that they really want to do the work. Now, let me give you a bit about myself. So I am Sara. I have 10 years of experience managing communication and brand marketing for leading global brands. My focus is brand strategy and digital transformation. And really, my passion is to build things and build projects and inspire others along the way. I have a fascination about technology and social media, and I truly believe they bring magic to businesses. I am also the host of the Sara Shabana Show, which is a podcast about lifestyle design, and encouraging us to revisit our limiting beliefs, dig deeper into our communities, and truly realize the possibilities around us, and gives you some tactics and strategies on how you can do this. And really, not just it's because it's my show, but it is truly inspiring. It takes you into a different journey. It gets you thinking, and I would really encourage you to have a look on the podcast. You might have also seen me on a few shows, so just in case you see my face is familiar, so we might have crossed lanes before. I would also like to share with you my story. So I started, I have a medical background. I was a type A student, but I realized, and I think many of you will relate, my choice for university was more of, what do I like? So I do like biology and I do like science, and I still do. But that was somehow not the very right way for me to think. I believe now, and this is just me, I believe that the right way of thinking of your career and your future and is, think about, how do you want to live your life? How do you imagine your day to day to be like? And then work backwards from there. So I realize I don't get energized at the hospitals. It's not I do really love people. I love to be around people. I love to be around multicultural. I love media. I used to be in the broadcast unit at school, but I never thought that this is something that I can take professionally. And hence, from the moment I graduated, I know that I really want to work in media and marketing. And at the time, I'm talking about 10 years back. So internet or social media was very, very new. Like, we are talking about a couple of brands, top brands, have a Facebook fan page, and everyone will be like, what is a Facebook fan page? It was at the very beginning, and I was fascinated with this. And although everyone around me was like, how you are coming from a medical background as a fresh grad, there are so many graduates who are looking for a job, who are business grads, how are you going to find that? And I was like, I am going to work in marketing and in media, and I work for an internet company. And at that time, even the big companies didn't have any presence in the Middle East, but that was my dream. And what I did was, I really, really worked hard on educating myself about internet. I got to know about social media, so I was engaged on Twitter. I started to share to the world everything I have learned about that. I started to connect with people. And then I applied for an internship at Orange, which is a top telecom company. And and from there, uh, I And and I remember then I asked my manager, why did you hire me for the internship? Because you had so many better candidates. And she said, I just wanted someone who would think differently. I'm going to teach them what to do anyway. And why I'm telling you this, because sometimes you think your weakness, you don't know that your weakness is actually your strength. If you just have the confidence to explore things that others might not have that courage to do it. So from there, I was headhunted to move to Dubai to work for the top research agency in digital media research. I was headhunted by the leading online shopping platform Souk.com to join their team to lead all their social media and content strategy. I was then I had the brand communication of Amazon MENA, and I launched I launched the campaign of Amazon AE. I launched Prime in UAE. I launched Amazon in Saudi. So I really had the opportunity to work for my, if you go back to my dream, I wanted to work for a top internet company, and I did. I worked for brand marketing for a top internet company. And then now I started my own company, which is based on my personal brand. And I have multiple projects under that. One is the personal branding academy that I'm conducting the session for you today. Why I'm taking you through this story is for you to know that it is not just me talking. It is the only thing why I'm not smarter than any one of you. I don't have any certain skills that you guys don't have. The only thing that I managed to reach where I am is because, first, I really believed I could. I educated myself so much. I did a lot of self education to learn the things that I need to live that life. And the third thing is I built a strong personal brand. So from the very beginning, I started to learn, and all my learnings I used to share with the world, connect with the right people, and this got me where I am. So again, that's why it is three things, and I will keep believe that you can, because you can, because others could, and they are not better than you. Second is really educate yourself, and the third is build a strong personal brand. I'm really passionate about this again because of my story. And I really hope to help you today to stop any limiting beliefs you have about this and inspire you to utilize your full potential to bring your unique gifts and talents to the world. There are so many ways we can educate ourselves, and I'm living proof of this. And there are always fast track paths and ways to learn from others' mistake so you can have a less bumpy path. So I always like to start with an icebreaker, and I wanted to know, okay, what does the internet think about personal branding? And I picked the first thing comes from Wikipedia. So Wikipedia says personal branding is a conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception of an individual by positioning them as an authority in their industry, elevating their credibility and differentiate themselves from the competition to ultimately advance their career, increase their circle of influence, and have a large impact. And I think that's a decent definition, and we will go through what makes a personal brand. So today I'm going to introduce you to the 4C's formula. So this formula is basically a simplified version of what I have seen work from my experience, my personal experience, and also my experience working with clients. And I believe this simplified version is really the core pillars that you can use to build your personal brand. So what are these 4C's? First is to clarify. Clarifying your personal brand-based business and your ideal customer persona. And I will take you through the steps later. Second is to curate. Curate consistent, relevant content that caters to your ideal customer persona. Three is to catch. Catch and attract your ideal customer persona. Four is to convert, because this is a business. So converting your ideal customer persona and generate sales from your talent and expertise. So let's go with the first one, which is clarify. Clarifying your personal brand-based business and your ideal customer persona. So this is a personal branding. And because it is a personal branding, you need to be very, very, very aware. It is built on your uniqueness. You is unique. Don't try to be anyone else. Your personal brand is based on your personality, and everybody has a personality. Sometimes people think, oh, I am very boring, this is not an interesting personality. No, there will always be a person who really relates to you and wants to connect with you just the way they are. So now you may be asking, okay, what makes a personality? Your personality is made up from your beliefs, your point of view, your expertise, what you stand for, how you communicate with others, and the story you are sharing. Your story. So, why the story is very important? Because we connect with the story. This is a foundation in marketing. We connect with the story, and we trust people who authentically share their stories. And what is most important for you to know, that we buy from those who we trust. So when you share your story authentically with people, no lies, not trying to be someone else, just the way you are, sharing your story authentically, people will like and trust you. The right people will like and trust you. And if they like and trust you, they will buy from you. So that's really a key pillar. A common mistake is people sometimes get stuck. They think a story has to be too long. And I work with people who will be like, but I am a private person, or I'm coming from like a more conservative family, or like I don't feel sharing my life with others. You don't have to. You really like, I typically go in details when I work with my clients, but again, the bases are the same. You need to know that your story doesn't be your life. It can be a slice of a story. I didn't share with you my life. I shared with you the slice of story that is relevant for you. So you can always share the slice of story that you want to share with people, whichever makes you comfortable and also relevant to them. If I came today and I'm telling you about my friends or relationship story, it will not be relevant for you. So you always need to know which slice you want to share, what kind of details you want to share, and be yourself, and don't feel that people will not like you the way you are, or you are a boring person. It just doesn't work this way. There's always someone, and that's why you have friends around you. You will always connect with people who would relate to you. And I have worked with people who did it like, I had someone who was working for me because they were like, I'm also coming from a medical background and I wanted to work with someone who would understand where I'm coming from. So don't be, again, you get where you are by exploring the unfamiliar paths. Don't feel that you need to change, or you want to I didn't try to say I am I studied the business all my life, and I'm there. I even rarely mention that I have an MBA, because I don't think this is will be the most relevant. I think people really want to know, connect with me personally first. Okay, so now you know your personality, you know your story, which are all key pillars of the foundations. Now you need to know, what is this business for? So, what is the value your business, or your business is you're bringing to the table? The value proposition statement. So this is one thing you will need to work on. So this is my value proposition. I'm giving it to you guys so you can just replicate that format and study it, and look into what you want to do. So I say, I help online business owners and entrepreneurs build, grow, and scale their online business. My primary focus is personal branding based business and online shopping. Ultimately, I am an example of what's possible for my students and clients. So this is how you build a value proposition statement. Think about the value you bring to the table and how you want them to view you. Now, you will need to work on your ideal customer persona. And one big mistake all entrepreneurs do, most of entrepreneurs do, that they want to cater to everyone. They feel so afraid to niche down. And you need to know, if you're targeting everyone, you're targeting no one. And I truly mean it. If you are trying to talk to everyone, no one will relate to you. And I will tell you why is this later. So you will need to understand your customers inside out. You need to select your niche, and your right customer persona is an essential part of building a successful business. Because again, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. So you might ask, okay, what is an ideal customer persona? Your ideal customer persona is a single person. So that's a one single person that you will want to focus on. And we will go through that details. But the reason why you need to focus on one single person is because you want to be laser focused on the wants and needs of this person. And why is that? Because by focusing on your ideal customer persona from the beginning, it will guide your communication strategy and will help you to create content that will easily grab attention. Okay, now let's try to take a real example. People now think that uh, let's take yoga as an example. So you might say, okay, I teach yoga to everyone because somehow you can, but this will not help you in connecting with people. Because then some people would say, okay, I'm targeting females who are looking for yoga practice. Again, females are half the population. It just doesn't work this way. So just think with me. If you are talking about your target females who would like to practice yoga, we are talking about from age, let's say 18 to 50 years old woman, right? And the person who's 18 years old has very different objectives practicing yoga than the 50 years old. The 18 years old, she would like, let's say, to practice yoga and fit into that dress for the party, for example. But the 50 years old, she maybe wants yoga to have peace of mind away from her kids, for example. So the messaging is completely different. And if you are talking to one person, you will not relate to anyone. So just by laser focusing on one single persona, what you are going to do is everyone in that niche is going to run after you because you really speak to them. And then whichever comes on top, it's going to be a cherry on top. And trust me, most of the time, whoever you focused on, you will always get a broader people as well. But just to make sure, you need to really laser focus at the end. And I can't stress on this enough. So, how to define an ideal customer persona? So, your ideal customer persona is literally a one single person that you will visualize, and you need to know what are their wants, what are their needs, the exact content, programs, and services that you're offering and they are willing to buy for. So, you need to find a person who has the wants and needs of your content and your programs, and is also willing to pay for it. Because if you are targeting someone who is not willing to pay for your service, you're also not making any business. So what do you need to know? You need to know the pain points of that person. What are your audience biggest pain points and desires? What do they need and want? How can your creation or your service can fit their wants and needs? And also, can they relate to you? Can they trust you? All these things you need to know. So here is an example of a person, which is Mona. So Mona is my ideal customer avatar. And you might be thinking, Sara, you are only targeting females. No, I have so many clients who are males as well. But again, for me, I was like, okay, now I need to focus on one person. There are so many people and consultants out there, and coaches and business coaches targeting very male driven content, like start your business. And we can always see that females have a less entrepreneurship participation, let me say. And this is not because of anything, it's again, it is because maybe they less risky, maybe they didn't explore, they didn't we were not somehow raised in that way. But females are, I see that entrepreneurship is very relevant for me, not, I don't, relevant is not the right word, I would say it is untapped inventory. Because they, most of the females, they actually need more freedom in their life. They need what do you call it, location independence in their work. They need that in their life. And they, most of the time, they think of businesses in a very different way that all the business coaches position it. So I saw a gap there. Does this mean that male don't want to start their businesses? Does this mean that men don't want to have their personal brand business? They don't want to have location independence? They don't want to have a bit of freedom to work on their schedule the way they want? They do, and I'm still very relevant to them. But again, I need to choose and I need to niche down. So here, this is Mona. Mona is 30 years old. Mona doesn't like her current job. Mona wishes she can have a better control on her life to do the things she likes to do. Mona knows that she wants to start a side business but doesn't know where to start. Mona needs guidance on what she should know to chase her dreams. Mona needs to regain confidence and get over her fears. That's an example. This is how deep, and this is a very short version, guys. Mine, I have like a 3 pages definition of how this person should be. So for me, this is the bonus I promised you guys at the end. So I am going to give you a free worksheet that takes you through all the questions and things you need to solve, and how to build a vision board on your ideal customer persona. So I will share with you the link and how to get it at the end. Now I want to have a quick health check. If you have any questions, please let me know, so we will take like a few minutes to check questions. I would honestly say, but so there are two parts here. The thing is, sometimes people are very impatient, so they just want to change the ideal customer without having really a strong foundation on why the one they picked in the first place was wrong. So sometimes they just don't have the patience, and they don't have a strong argument why it is wrong. So that's number one. Number two, let's imagine, or let's say that yes, they have learned from their mistake and that was not the ideal customer. Yes, I would definitely advise to change. And don't worry, because what will happen is your new customers will always you're always going to attract new people, and you're always going, the old people who were wrong, they will just leave. And you don't even, like, sometimes even people ask me, do I need to create a new social accounts because the ones I have were not the right one? No, just continue as is. The new ones will come, the old ones will go. Just go ahead and continue what you're doing. Okay, we have another question. Key part of the personal branding is what people already know about you, like being not successful in business, how that can be changed over a short period of time. Okay, I would say, and I truly mean it, and I'm sorry to say that, people don't really care about us the way we think they are. And I really mean it. We somehow, in our head, the way our psychology is like, we think that people are now having that perception of that. You can always change. This is a completely limiting belief. This is not true. We all have the opportunity to co-create our reality, start over. And trust me, again, people don't care about us the way we think they are. We all sometimes feel shy, or don't or think what people will say about us. They actually don't care. We are just putting this in our head. Sure. So the first question was about changing the ideal customer avatar in the ideal customer persona in the middle. So if we should be if I have a customer persona and then in the middle I have changed. So the answer was one, make sure that it is based on something and have a strong foundation why it was the wrong ideal customer, because sometimes people just don't have patience and they keep jumping and they don't have a basis to their argument. And two is, if this is the case, then just create content for that new customer, and you don't need to start over or create new social accounts or create or end what you have done. Just continue. The old people will leave, the new people will come. The second question was about if people have already a bad perception about they are not successful enough. And my answer is, people don't think about us the way we think they are, and we always have the chance to start over. This should not at all be limiting. Another question, what is the perfect planning way, like documenting and theory building, and still not confident to start something when I feel I have done enough of search and planning? Any tips? I think, Sara, in this case, it's there is a lot of work that needs about first, if you're confident about your strong plan, then you need to be very aware, and I truly mean it. And anyone who would go through entrepreneurship, and I am one of them, with all the successes I had, and trust me, I go through multiple times where you feel that you're not good enough, or you're imposter, or you were lucky for some reason, and you really underestimate the effort and the things, you know. So part of entrepreneurship is mindset, mindset. So please keep that in mind. We are all like, again, that's why please have a hear to my podcast, because I discuss so much in that, and I'm personally very passionate about that, because I realize that people really limit themselves so much by not realizing their potential, not because they can't, just not realizing and not believing in their potential. Muhammad is saying, what could be a good balance between being a content creator and marketing our business? So I will go through create and engage and catch in the next part. So I can take that question again, Muhammad, at the end if you still have any questions. Okay, I have two private questions. Do you have to have experience in marketing in order to build a personal brand? No, you don't have to. There are key things for marketing, just like anything. What I mean is, and I'm really sorry to say that, but I believe that the way we grow up believing that you always have to have a formal education to have a license to do something is wrong. We are living in a world, I feel lucky every single day how a time we live in, where you can just Google any question you have, or even connect online with any person who have that knowledge, and get your question answered. So no, you can do anything you want, and you can build a personal brand even if you don't have a marketing background, for sure, with no doubt. I came from a medical background, guys, and I worked for top brands. So please keep this in mind. I am literally doing my MBA now, so it's not like because I had a master's of business administration or so on, I managed to do this. I am doing it now just to uplift the game and take myself to the next level. But it was not the foundation of me getting the best jobs and handling best projects in my life. That was not the reason, or build my own personal brand. Okay, another private question. Let's say a business launched with a website listing its service. If there was mentioning of a particular customer segment that might drive other potential customer away. No, that's, again, that's fear. I was very confident, guys, to tell you my ideal customer are females. And I have a lot of males in this session, and please let me know if you feel offended or you want to leave. This is not the case. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I don't say I am targeting women. Again, I don't go and say I am only targeting women. I am saying that when I am creating content, I put this in mind. I know my customer is someone who wants to don't see fulfillment in her job, so I will be talking to her. Does this mean that jobs don't feel fulfillment in their job? They do. But if I keep thinking about everyone, I will not create a compelling content. So yes, I don't go, I in my targeting, I don't say boss babe or women entrepreneurs. I don't say that. I'm targeting, in my communication, I don't say that. But I am designing with this person in particular in mind. When I say you want to have location independence, so you don't need to be at the office when you want to be with your kids, doesn't mean that it doesn't work for males. A lot of men, they don't want to be at the office day and night and not seeing their kids. So again, think about it in that way. Trust me, you are only going to grow when you have the guts and the courage to niche and narrow down. Does the business has to be to cover a gap in the market, or it's okay to be personal passion? So that's a very good question. You will definitely have to have a mix of both. So I have in my podcast episode number 4, it's called Find Your Magic. In this episode, I discussed all the key elements you need to know to find your magic. And after you listen to the episode, there is also a free worksheet that you can download. It will take you through like the 4 elements of, okay, this is my passion, this is what the world wants, this is the gap, this is what the world is willing to pay for, and so on. If you do that exercise, you will really have a better clarity on what could be a perfect fit for you. Another question: how can I start my marketing career shifting from technical and pre-sales background? uh, so you want to start marketing from technical pre-sales. Again, you will always, you will need to build authority in that, and the way you do it is you need to show people expertise, and there is a science behind it. So you will always need, first, you can, I don't know what is your objective about marketing career, so I assume that you want to be working with a company, not starting your business. So in this case is, you will need to show people the value that you are bringing. You can always start with free support. You can start engaging with people who are looking for help or need support on, because I assume you have the expertise. So if you want to have the career shift, you have the expertise, then you can always offer your services. Start by either having something for free and get testimonial, or even show people, create content that shows your expertise and your know-how, and this will bring attraction to you and build your brand. Okay, I think we have the questions answered. Great. Okay, so we will continue now. Okay, now we have the second step, which is create. Create consistent, relevant content that caters to your ideal customer persona. So where will we meet them? So now you want to start building relationship. You will need to know, okay, where are you going to meet these people? Do you have, where are you going to start? Do you have an Instagram follow? Are you part of WhatsApp groups? Are you part of Facebook groups that you can start engaging in? So think about this at the beginning. Second is, be consistent. So now it is the stage of creating, because I'm telling you, you want to build a personal brand, you need to create content. Again, nothing is overwhelming. People, I don't have the time for this. Things are not as complicated as they think. If you really have the right framework, you have the right organization, you will learn how to be consistent with it. And you don't have to overwhelm yourself at the beginning. And I will give you example from myself. So you will need to make sure that you are consistent, and also think about, you can always start with things that comes naturally to you. So I will start with this. So these are the 4 content forms that you can start with. So you have videos, photos, written blogs, or podcasts. So I'll give you my personal example. I started with, I was like, for me, I felt podcasting really comes naturally to me. At school, I was always in the broadcasting unit, and I just loved it. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I love it. I love to share stories. And if you check my podcast, you will know that, like, I really love to look for the things that people don't really think of, doesn't come top of their mind, and inspire them to do more. So I was like, I'll start with the podcast. And then I was like, I need to be consistent, and there's so much work and effort that goes into this. But I was like, okay, not to overwhelm myself. My promise to myself is, I'm going to start this, and I will be consistent every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks I'm going to have a new episode. Now, ideally, I should be having this every week, but if I keep thinking about I have to do this every week, I will overwhelm myself so much that I won't even start. And now things are getting easier to me. So now I do the episode faster. I do the editing faster. I take it to live faster, because I didn't overwhelm myself or stop myself. And trust me, and you will realize what I'm saying if you listen to the first episode when I told the story about the podcast. Is we all have fear of, I will now create content and what other people will tell me, will say about me. Don't think about this. Not just because people don't, it's also because it, we have an irrelevant fear of being perfect. It just strips you from that freedom and from who you want to be, and just adds so much layers to you that stops you from progressing in life. So please keep this in mind. So I am consistent with every couple of weeks I do that, and once I am mastering this, I will scale this into once per week. Okay, now, because I am on do I chose podcast as my channel, does this mean I will only be on podcasts? No, that's not the case. So when you do the podcast, now I created that original piece of content. What I do is I create photos on Instagram about the podcast, and then I create mini videos, mini sound bites in form of videos from the podcast. I put it on Instagram, and I put it on Facebook, and I share it on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp groups. So just because you are focusing on one channel doesn't mean you are not on the other channels. It means that just focus in creating content for one channel, and then repurpose that piece of content on the other channel. This is the key of success. And trust me, as simple as it may sound, people just miss this basic. They think, oh, I will need to create for this and this, and I can't be everywhere, and I don't know where. It's simple. Choose one platform to create original content, and then distribute for the other. Simple. Okay, I hope you guys captured that. Now the other one is catch. Catch is to catch and attract your ideal customer persona. So one thing is, you will need to know where do they hang out. So one thing I thought, okay, I am targeting entrepreneurs, right? So I know that podcasting is a channel that not everyone listen to. I know that people who listen to podcasts are people who somehow think differently. People who are not okay with just any content that they consume. It's like people who are choosing wisely what they are listening to. They don't want to, let's say, be listening to the radio on their drive and just listen to entertaining content. They really want to listen to something that it will add value to them. And these are people who are look for unconventional paths in life, and they want to do, even if they are not entrepreneurs now, but these are people who want to think differently. They are looking for something bigger than themselves. And I was like, this is my channel. So this is was my thought process for you to help you. How would you pick your channel? And on the other side, it was also overlapping with what comes naturally to me. So audio, something that comes naturally to me. So I chose that overlap. It was the perfect fit. So also pay attention to what they are posting about. So I know, for example, many, and I think I got a real question with all of you guys, where someone was saying that I have done my homework, I worked really hard, I did the plan, but I I'm not very confident I should be starting. So I know that is one problem. There is nothing wrong with them. It is just, again, the way the society, the way we grow up, the way the world operate now is that you are born, you go to school, you go to university, you go to you find a job. Not everyone teaches us, no, you know, there is different way. You can go start your own business. You can have an online business from your home or things like that. They don't teach us this, and that's different, and that's unfamiliar, and that's scary. And these are the things that people need to be aware of, and this is why I started the podcast, and that's why I take all these things. So just take that principle applied for you. I'm giving you my own example, but all of you have their own example of the things that they want to do. So check what are your customer or your people pain points. Check how you can capture their attention. Check what do they need to hear, how you can help them. And again, I always say, always just focus on the value. Give people value, and they will come back to you. Don't feel and I will go through this in the point of conversion. But again, for now, this is where we are. Now, network and engage. This is super important. First, guys, build email lists, and don't say, people don't open their emails anymore. Trust me, I'm very active on my email list, and people who are in my email list, they get, I share with them my monthly podcast, any valuable content that I share, any free goodies that I have, or worksheets. I share all this with them. So make sure you have a place that you can always share with your people anything you want. Away from the social media is great, and of course you have to have that, but email is super important, and you have to focus on this from the beginning. Social media, also social media, focus on social media. Think about different ways on how you can engage with people. Again, it's always what I would say. So I will give you example of how you can be creating content that engage people. So let's go to the yoga example again. So in the yoga example, some people would think, social media and Instagram, so I will need to create a beautiful photo about, let's say, me or someone who's doing yoga, and tell people, this is what you need, come and do yoga. No, it doesn't work this way. People think so much about the aesthetics and forget the foundations of marketing. People buy from people they relate to. People buy irrationally, not necessarily. People don't always buy things that, or don't buy things they know they want. So I will give you example. Again, the yoga example. I might be someone who is, I don't like stretching, and I'm not into yoga. So if you're telling me, great, and I am putting that beautiful photo, I'll just not relate to it. But what if you are telling me, are you feeling tired and having headache from encroached all day on your desk? Did you know that with yoga stretching, all this tension can be released and you can have headache-free life? I'm like, what? Yes, this is what I want. So you need to make sure you touch base on your people pain points. If you don't do this, then that just doesn't work the way it is. So please make sure that you consider this. Okay, I hope I gave you a good example. So also other ways, so I said the emails, that's very good. Facebook groups are amazing. I personally have Facebook groups. If anyone interested, just connect with me. I will look into your profile. I can add you. WhatsApp groups that you're in also, it's a good way to build that connection with your audience, and that your ultimate success is when your people connect with themselves and don't need even you to be part of that. So that's like you have done it. So make sure again you add value. If you don't add value, you will no matter people followed you, you will just lose them. People need to know that they are there with you for a reason. So make sure you always take that. Now we have the last bit of that, which is convert. So convert is the last piece, and in that, I want to make sure that you know that if you combine the business clarity, the great content, and a very killer distribution, you will become a magnet for your customers. It's magic, because I think the old days of push sales are gone. Now we are living in a very democratic world. You can just, it's not like one person and that's it. You can always Google, you can always check. Facebook is full with people who are just offer the same thing. So that push strategy doesn't work anymore. It is now a pull strategy. It means that people will come to you because you are creating value. People will come to you because you are doing something for them, and you are they are getting something out of this. And when they trust you, so there's a saying that says people buy it says make people know, like, and trust you, and then they will buy from you. Let people know you, let people like you, and let people trust you. And the only way you do this is by creating content value for them, create value for them in a way that they will know you, they will like you, and they will trust you, and eventually they will buy from you. And that's why, especially with sales, I always talk about mindset shift, because you always feel that sales is bad. I don't know why we are born in a way that we think that sales are bad. When we sell something to someone, it is shame. I don't know why we have that. If you don't believe that you are adding a value to that person, if you don't feel that you are really benefiting that person, then don't sell in the first place. So just make sure that you are not selling, you're actually adding value to someone. So when you're creating a business and you're pitching your ideas and you're pitching their business, please make sure you have that in mind. Don't, especially women, I realize that somehow they are shy from this. Okay, so what did we learn so far? We learned the mistakes that people do when building a personal brand. What is a business value proposition? Why you need an ideal customer persona? What should we consider while creating content strategy? Why you don't need 1,000 followers to be successful? Because trust me, I had, I think, like 4,000 followers on Twitter or something when I just was headhunted everywhere. So just don't think about that. You really don't need that. And it is always about, think about your business, not you don't need a lot of followers. There is something, but I don't think we have time, but something I teach in my academy is that it's something called 1,000 real fans. You can go and Google it. Even you will get an understanding of the value you can get from 1,000 true fan. Just Google 1,000 true fan and you will have an understanding of that. We all have limiting beliefs that, and I know that you might be thinking, who am I to start a personal brand business? Do I really have what it takes to add value or teach and inspire someone? And trust me, you can. And I'm telling you, I am a living proof that I'm not smarter than any one of you guys. And I am not the only person. Again, if you listen to my podcast, you know that I have so many other examples of people who, just because they believe they could, they managed to live and design a life they love. And I know you are here today because you know you want to build a personal brand business. And nothing I have shared today, and truly from my heart, nothing I have shared with you today is theory or just ideas. These are all things that I have done myself, and then I advise others to also build a profitable personal brand-based business. I really don't have any advantage or special skills. I just know what are the steps needed to build this, and if I can do it, you also can do it. Most people don't know where to start because they are overwhelmed with the information and don't know where to start or what is the right path. So and also how can, and some other people, they actually know what they know, but they don't know what are the step-by-steps. They need some more hand holding. So for this, there are two choices that you have. Choice one is that you can go and do it yourself and try to collect the pieces together. I have shared today the key pillars, and trust me, these are the key pillars of build the foundations. Yes, each pillar has more details and you can go into details, but these are the key pillars that you can go and try and start yourself if you feel you are not really ready to do an investment or go forward. The other choice is I have a signature program, which is the Personal Branding Academy, and there it has more hand holding. It's a 6 to 8 weeks program where I go through the steps of what do you need to do for building a personal brand based business and to convert and win sales. So again, the academy is not open now because I take very limited entries every time to make sure I add value to everyone. So it is not open yet. It will be open at end of August, September for the new round. And there I teach the business foundations of personal brand based business. So not just, okay, you need to build your personality, your story. We will go through all the details of, okay, what are all the key pillars? How can you know the right story? How can you choose the right story that will fit your right customer, and so on. You will also learn how to get clarity, do the research. You will learn how to do a research and validate the offer that you're thinking of, or the offer that you have prepared. I will teach you all the brand development, like all the what it takes to build and develop a brand, and how you can also learn how to do designs and nothing with a tech overwhelm. You will also learn how to create a content strategy in a way that help you convert sales, and provide proven engagement tactics to attract your tribe, and the online sales formula, so you can convert your audience into clients. So again, the academy is not open yet, but there is a wait list, so you can go to this website and take it. Here's the website, so here you can find it. It's the personalbrandingacademy.me, the personalbrandingacademy.me. And I am very thankful to have you guys today, and I'm really ready to take any questions regarding the session, whichever I have discussed today and you want to have more clarity on, please let me know. Also, there is a feedback form at the end. I hope I created value for you today, and please feel free to connect with me. I truly love to connect with everyone, so please do. Let's check the question. Okay, what if someone lacks content management skills? So again, it's a skill, right? A skill means it is something that is teachable. And again, there are different ways. And that's why I said today there are two options, right? We are living in a beautiful world where people can go and search for whatever they want and they can find it. Yes, there is a flood of information, but you can always understand. And this is also one thing that each entrepreneurship has, is that look for it. But please remember, you even mentioned it yourself, it is a skill, content management skill. Any skill is teachable, any skill is learnable. Great, amazing, Yara. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. And also in the same website, you will find at the bottom how you can claim your free worksheet, which is, it's a good start for you to build your ideal customer persona. So please go and grab it. Great.
Thank you, Sara. Thank you so much for today's workshop. I know I personally enjoyed it, and I think the audience did too. So thank you for the time and the effort that you put in doing this. And like you said, I think just to get everyone's feedback on today's session, we typically use this to make sure that the webinars and the workshops that we do as part of the hashtag SmallBizUAE series is something that you guys want, and we're always delivering content that you guys are interested in. So feel free, go ahead and fill out the feedback form. Let us know what you think, and let us know what kind of topics you guys are interested in. Sara, I think you mentioned the free bonus, the
Yes.
worksheet for the audience. And just to clarify, they can get that through the link that you shared, the personalbrandingacademy.me.
Yes, and in case you have any tick issue, you couldn't find it, just please make sure you email me. I will type my email again. So this is my email. Just in case you couldn't find it in the you had any tech issue, please email me and I will send you the free worksheet.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sara, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a great rest of the week, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week for another part of our hashtag SmallBizUAE initiative.